estate market is shifting. Interest rates are headed down, but how is that going to impact our Mission real estate market? I'm Irene, your local realtor here in Mission, BC, where I've been helping people navigate the market for the last 18 years. In this August market update, we'll be taking a detailed look at the Mission market, what's selling, what's not, and I'll also be talking about how the changes in interest rates are currently affecting our Fraser Valley market, where we're going, and what that might mean for you right here in Mission. Let's get started with an overview of the Fraser Valley statistics. The Fraser Valley has seen 3 rate cuts in the BOC prime rate, and that has brought it down to 4.25 as of September 3rd. Now, it hasn't really made much of an impact, and when we take a look at the benchmark price in all areas, it came in for detached homes at $1,523,500, and that's a decrease from last year of 0.4%. Townhomes coming in at $846,000, a decrease of 0.1% from last year. Apartments coming in at $546,000, down by 0.8% from last year. So fairly steady all across the board for the last year or so. A few dips here and there, but steady as far as pricing goes. Now, when we take a look at the sales to active listing ratio, so that's the percentage of homes that will sell in a given month, and right now we're down to 12%, and that means that approximately 1.6 homes out of 10 are selling, and we have currently new listings have come up by 37% from August of 2023, bringing that up in the Fraser Valley to just over 8,000 active listings. Sales, unfortunately, have been down this month, totaling 1,067, and that's down 13% from last month. Let's take a detailed look at the Mission market. And when we start looking at the detached and attached and how the interest rate has affected us and how the decreases have affected us, you can see that it really hasn't made much of a dent. August sales are lower than last year this time. We are seeing 36 sales in both areas combined. When we get into the details of it and we're looking at bench price for all detached homes, right now we are seeing a slight price decrease, 1.3%. Not huge. The market's been relatively flat for the last year and a half. Let's take a look at the active listings. Now, this is where you're going to see a major shift in the marketplace, and they are up from last August by 23.6%. A considerable amount more considering the sales to actives are coming in. And then the sales. So sales did come down a bit. Mission saw 28 sales in the detached category. That's down 24%. And let's take a look at the breakdown. So out of those 28 sales, 5 homes were actually mobile homes, and they're ranging in price starting at $250,000, coming up to just under $500,000. Then we had 14 sales between $550,000 and just under $1 million, and we can see what those are. Some nice homes, some of them older when you're getting into the $850,000 range, and as you come up, you're getting into bigger builds and more renovations we're seeing in some of these. When we take a look at the 1 million to 1.2 million, we saw 5 homes sell, and they are on the newer side, under 20 years old. 5 bedrooms, some of them may have a basement suite. And above that, detached, above 1.25 million and up, only 4 sales. And this is a bit of a surprise. All of these 4 sales were acreage properties. I didn't find anything in new builds. That's lacking for the month of August. So that takes up the 28 sales. And let's take a look at townhomes with benchmark price coming up at 4.2%. Active listings up by 17% from last year. And then we have sales coming down by 53.3%. And that's down from approximately 15 sales last month down to 4 this month. And this is what it looks like. 4 sales. There are 3 that are newer and 1 that is over 25 years of age, and they are ranging from 669 up to 784. Prices have come down. Apartments, we're seeing prices come down by 1%, down to 462. Not a terrible decrease. Active listings also down by 10%, which is one of the only categories in Mission where we have been seeing a decrease in active listings. Mission is not well known for a lot of apartments, and that will be changing in the future as our population grows. The sales for apartments also down by 37.5%. And the apartments that were sold, here we go. 5 of them, and you can see we have a range starting at 358 going all the way up to 599. It's a mixture of newer, older, 1 and 2 bedroom, quite a good variety. And that concludes the statistics for the month of August here in Mission, BC. So where are we going? We have had 3 interest rate cuts, and they haven't made a difference. So what I think is going to happen with the next rate announcement coming up in October 23rd is that we should see more of a decrease than we have in these past months, possibly down to 0.5%. And the way I'm looking at this is that it seems to me that our illustrious powers have, the plan was to decrease interest rates in the same increments that they came up. That's not working, and I think that's pretty obvious to all of us. Inflation has really taken a kick out of the majority of people. Particular housing and rental costs have gone through the roof, and they're still at about 5% mark. Grocery prices still up. Only thing that really has come down, clothing and footwear, and that's simply because people just can't afford the extras anymore, and that's one of the first thing that goes, that additional spending. They're saving it for groceries. That's what it comes down to. Now, this is an election year, as we all know, and the Liberal government has had a difficult time, and I think they're going to be trying extra hard. So that means that they're going to make a lot more of it, or they're going to try to make more of us happy by bringing down the interest rates. And here's the kicker. It's always a give and take in the real estate market. Interest rates coming down, well, that is naturally going to bring up sales. It could potentially, even in a weaker economy, bring prices up again. I don't know how we can avoid that at this point. Reality is that history shows that prices in residential real estate will go up no matter what you do. It's a simple matter of supply and demand. And that's what we're seeing here in Mission and throughout the Fraser Valley. At the peak of the market, Mission did have one of the highest percentages of increase, far surpassing actually Vancouver markets. So here's my advice. If you're a buyer, it's a great time to buy now. You will have to make sacrifices in order to pick up something at today's interest rates, because by spring, we will definitely be seeing lower interest rates. Now, what that's going to look like as far as selection goes, it depends on other factors in the economy also. But one thing I can say for certain is that when interest rates start to decrease, prices will increase. How much this time? I'm not sure. I'm doubtful that we'll see prices rise like we did at the peak of the market because there were other factors involved, a lot of foreign investment, which we're not seeing at this point. Now, that's what we have to look forward to. It is uncertain at this point, and I'm sure the government has more surprises in store for us before the year is out. When we look at affordability here in the Lower Mainland, we can see that Chilliwack coming in at an average price of $936, Mission $957, and then Abbotsford $1.1 million, all the way down to Vancouver, which is becoming very prohibitive for a good number of people. So here in Mission, good homes are still selling. You can see that if you are a seller with a price point over 1.3 or new construction, that is going to be a little bit more challenging. You're going to be on the market possibly longer, and you may have to make a few more concessions in order to sell that property. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again next month for another stats report. I'm Irene, and I'm local and loving it.